My name is Maureen and my job role is social worker. I started off as a volunteer worker, and then I was doing some administration. But having obtained my degree, I then went on to applying for jobs and then ended up a social worker, currently in the hospital. So how are you today? How are you? I go out to the ward and assess patients who are fit for discharge and who require a service to support them at home, for instance, or who need services in the community like residential care or nursing care placement. I come to see patients on the ward, for instance, like LC now, assess them, see how much they've been able to do for themselves, and also taking into consideration any risks which may come up for when they go home, and look at arranging services appropriate to meeting their needs so that their independence is promoted, as well as making sure that they're living in safe conditions. It's very important to speak to them, have that one-to-one contact with them. Doesn't matter what they say or how they say it. I think that's the vital thing about assessments like this. And once you're able to identify a plan for her, it's always best to speak to the relatives as well. You've got to be a good listener, you've got to be analytic with your thinking, and you've got to be able to make safe and sound judgments. The decision-making aspect as it relates to any one individual is really very important, because you've got to be specific with what you're, with the particular individual you're dealing with, because no two individuals are the same and no two people have the same needs. So that's where the challenges are. Do you want to go home?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Do you think you can manage with carers coming in to support you at home?
I could manage if I could see. It's the seeing business I can't see.
Okay.
See, I drop things.
All right.
And then I can't find them.
Okay.
I'd like to go back to my own home.
You've got to be a good listener. You've got to consider the feelings of the patient who is a service user. You've got to be passionate as well. It's quite a motivating role. You will have training, you will be supervised, you will be supported. If he's going to go back home, then there's quite a lot of care we're going to have to consider there. Yeah. What I enjoy most about this job is coming into work in the morning and seeing that I am going to be able to achieve a lot in the day, and the fulfillment of meeting somebody's needs for when they leave hospital. It's a brilliant profession. Go out there and be a social carer.